that this aircraft came to the attention of the world through amazing pilots winning all sorts of awards and trophies. Still a formidable display aircraft, especially in the hands of someone like Goodwin. Everything he does with style. He doesn't do anything straightforward. Even that takeoff, airborne just a few feet into a hard knife edge. He's just going to spend a second or two sorting himself out before he commences his display. This is Rich, of course. There's no such thing. He just goes straight into his display.
Yeah, climbing to his standard display height of some 200 feet and realigning himself on the main A-axis as he comes past us with an initial 3-point roll. And there he goes, pulling up to about 45 degrees with a roll followed by numerous positive G snap rolls, finishing off inverted, and now using the rudder to bring the aircraft round in a 180 degree inverted flat turn. And now what he calls some shoulder rolls as he heads back in towards us. Building up some energy for a big 5/8 loop with 1.5 slow rolls on the downline.
I have to say, it's really difficult to see when there's nothing to compare it with, but this is an incredibly small aircraft, just 20 feet wide, 19 feet long, and I'm just slightly taller than it when it's on the ground. Original Pitts 65 horsepower engine, over 300 in this one.
So some negative G tumbles now at the apex of that half loop, finishing upright this time on the 45 degree downline and heading back down towards the display datum. And Rich will now be pulling up into the vertical. A 4-point vertical roll this time, showing the penetrating performance, climb performance that this aircraft has, reaching 1,200 feet at the top of this maneuver for a double hammerhead stall. Back down to crowd center, and he'll be pulling vertical yet again. And this time showing more of that incredible vertical performance with a spiral tower. In fact, a few more shoulder rolls to start with. Rolling inverted, and they're pushing up. Rich experiencing a good deal of very uncomfortable negative G. As I say, this muscle biplane is very highly modified indeed. Its power to weight ratio is quite incredible. And there, as he pulls up, he's endeavouring to bring the aircraft pretty much to a stop before it then carries on in forward motion. Apex again, he finishes inverted. And returning all the way inverted down the display line, his inverted pass pushing up into 5/8 of an outside loop. Again, this is really, really uncomfortable for Rich. But he brings it all the way round onto the 45 degree down line in the opposite direction. And then as he gets to display datum, there he is putting it onto the knife edge for a knife edge climb. And he performs 2 more snap rolls. The airframe and engine highly modified. It's got a very distinctive wing profile in particular compared with the standard form of Pitts Special. And there, this is one of those moments where Rich very definitely is cooling the engine, particularly necessary in the high temperatures we have today. There he is, resuming things, rolling on his way down with a high-speed dive from the left in towards display center. He'll be pulling vertical, performing an accelerated snap roll to the left, snap rolling to the vertical, and then a torque roll backwards through his own smoke. There's the snap roll. This is what he calls his tower of power. So not quite falling through his own smoke, but there is that torque roll. And another high-speed dive away to the left. And he'll be performing some more climbing snap rolls. And pulling through. Stick, heading vertical once again. 2 negative G snap rolls to the right and a yawing turn to the left. He's about to go vertical yet again. Slow rolling in the climb. And when he's established on the 45-degree downline, he'll be performing some more snap rolls. Has an amazing rate of roll, this aeroplane. And now coming towards the end of this display, and setting up to our left. And there he is on the knife edge. Excellent chance to see the very attractive livery applied to the pits. More snap rolls as he heads away, and a 280 knots for a half loop with 2 snap rolls at the top, topping out at somewhere around 800 to 1,000 feet this time. And now we've seen some helicopters hovering. We'll see an F-35 hovering towards the end of the program, but here is as near as possible to a pit special hovering. Put into a very high alpha, high angle of attack. If the wind was a lot stronger, you'd see him achieving something much closer to a hover at that point. But nonetheless, just look at that. The smoke trail giving a really good idea of the angle of attack that the aircraft has established there in relation to the ground. And finally, he can relax. An absolutely fantastic showing by Rich Goodwin with the muscle biplane. And you're able, as part of the static displays here, Andy, to see Rich's other rather different pits.
We can't wait to see that. So, in fact, there's another historical link here with the idea of having an aircraft with mixed propulsion, having, say, a propeller and something else. And in Rich's case, that's a propeller with 2 little jet engines. Believe it or not, he has a Pitts normal propeller engine on the front, and then 2 small but very powerful jet engines. And believe me, that is something to be seen and something to be heard as well. And we really look forward to welcoming the aircraft in the air here at Cosford sometime soon. But it is located, being a small aircraft, you have to look very hard. Head for the Sea Harrier, I would suggest, and it's very close between the green and grey hangars towards the rear of the showground. You can get up very close, and Well, just marvel at the engineering, having just marvelled at the pilot. I think it's going to be one very sweaty aerobatic pilot.
Yeah.